Hey YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul, and welcome to another remake video. Today we'll be remaking from scratch Drake's track Fake Love, so let's get straight to it. First things first, let's go ahead and set our tempo to 135 BPMs. And to get ourselves in the mood, in the vibe of the track, I'm going to drag in a sample that I sampled from one of Drake's tracks, Hotline Bling. It is that percussion loop that you've heard. Well, here it is right here. I figured I heard pretty much the same thing in this Fake Love track, so I said, you know what, let's just go take it from the original track and get the exact sound. So we're going to start off with that just to get ourselves going here. Let's go ahead and drag that out to 4 bars, because we'll be working in 4-bar increments. And next we're going to go ahead and design that main melody sound that we hear in Fake Love. But to get the melody down first, I'm just going to go ahead and bring in a piano. And let's draw in a 4-bar MIDI region. And let's go ahead and draw in our MIDI. So that comes in too late there. I think it's back here. Do 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 do. So these notes here are going to be very close, like this and this part here. The notes are going to offset each other just to kind of get that sort of motion into the next note. Okay, so the melody is almost down pat. All right, so let's go ahead and just take this over 2 octaves here. We're going to duplicate this down to D3. All right, now that we got the melody, let's go ahead and reset this channel strip. Reset channel strip, and we're going to bring in Logic's Sculpture, because the sound is sort of a pluck sort of sound. And whenever I hear that type of sound, I always reach for Sculpture because it can kind of get you that sound quick. But the preset that we'll be working off of is under Plucked Instruments, if I can find it here. And the sound is Cavernous Dreams. And we get something like this. First thing that we're going to do is turn off the delay. We'll be adding in our own after the fact. We're going to move this material slider here closer to the nylon side. We're going to put our key pickup here to kind of widen it up to our left and right channels. Next, let's adjust our ADSR. So we're going to bring down our attack so it's more of a pluck. We're going to bring down our delay, or sorry, our decay. We're going to bring up our sustain, but we're going to lower our release to about something like that. that's pretty much our sound right there. Next that we're going to do, we're just going to make this a little bit brighter. So we're going to bring in an EQ. We're going to cut out some of the lows and pump up some of the highs. Next, let's go ahead and bring in a reverb. Actually, let's put in the delay first and then the reverb. We'll go tape delay. And we're going to use a basic preset that I always use if you're used to watching these videos. It's my delay from Logic's tape delay. Next, let's go ahead and bring in a reverb. Let's use Space Designer, and let's just bring in another preset here. I'll use a large space, maybe a spring verb. Maybe we'll drag this note out a little bit. Perfect. Now that we got our main sound down, let's go ahead and add a topper to this sound, just so we kind of get a more sort of plucky string type of sound. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this track, and we're going to also be using Sculpture with the same pattern. I'm actually just going to take out this bottom pattern. We don't need it duplicated over 2 octaves. And let's open up Sculpture. And we're going to bring in another preset here that we're going to work off of. It's under Modeled Bells, and it's called Dirty Bells. But what we're going to do here is essentially just bring down the decay, and the sustain we're going to keep up a little bit, as well as the release. Maybe we'll bring up our decay a little bit here. So if we blend the two together, now we're getting too much of a delay here because our delay is on, so let's go ahead and turn that off as well. And here's everything so far. Next, let's go ahead and bring in that pad. So for the pad, we're going to create a new software instrument track. I'm going to bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer. And we are going to bring in a preset that we're working off of. It's going off my screen here, but it is found under synth pads. And the preset is called Electone. So here it is right here. We're going to go ahead and just draw in a progression here, chord progression. And let's see how we can do it here. Let me see if I remember it. We are getting there. Let's drag this down to C here. Let's take this one out, pull this one down. right, so that's good just like that. But let's just go ahead and cut out the highs and the lows because we essentially don't need them there. So let's go ahead and just cut out a lot below 200 hertz, and we're going to take another filter over here, and we're going to cut out everything above roughly 500. All right, so now that we got our main sounds down, let's go ahead and start programming in our drums. All right, so for our drum tracks, I'm gonna create a new software instrument track, and I'm gonna bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer, and we're gonna just draw in the 808 to start. So here's a preset that I put together a lot of tutorials ago. If you wanna see that, you could hit the cards in the top right-hand corner, how I make this 808 from scratch, but we're gonna use that preset. And I would drag a 4-bar loop, and let's go ahead and drag or draw in our 808. All right, so there's our 808 pattern. Let's just go ahead and just add in some drive, add in some distortion. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is create a new software instrument track. I'm going to load in Logic's EXS24 sampler instrument. Before this video started, I did create the Drake Fake Love drum kit. And let's just go ahead and copy down this 808 pattern here, because our kick is going to follow the same sort of pattern. I'm just going to put it all down on one lane. Something like that is okay. I'm just shorten these up. And I'm going to go find my kick. That's my kick over there. Next, let's go ahead and put in our claps. Let's go ahead and put in our reversed open hat. Next, we're going to put in a nice block hit. If I can find where it is here. And last, we're going to put in that siren that you kept hearing me go over. It kind of happens at the end of the loop right here, or pattern. So next we're going to go ahead and put in this sort of, it's another kick, but it's sort of bit crushed that it almost sounds like a tom. So let's go ahead and put those in. So that's our drum pattern right there. We're bringing our 808s. And that's pretty much the drum pattern for the entire track. So let's go ahead and start to arrange this. So before we get to arranging, I actually just want to quickly draw in the chords for the verse part for this sound right here. And then we'll be done the track and sort of ready for arrangement. So I'm just going to push this over to this side here. I'm going to create a 4-bar region. And we're going to draw in some chords right now. And these chords are pretty crazy. And well, you're going to see what it entails in a moment. So let's just go ahead and start drawing in these chords. And we get something like that. Let's work on our next chord. As you can see, that chord is nuts. Let's go ahead and just drag this back over. And it's going to be the same chord that hits over here, minus this last G. Now let's go ahead and put in our chords over here. Copy this over. Now these chords I actually have to write down because there's no way I would have remembered these. And finally, let's put in our last chord to round this out. And those are our chords right there. So now if we just add in these other elements, and of course this nice hot hotline bling percussions. This we don't need though. Maybe we could just put this on a separate track because I don't want to really adjust the volume too much here. All right, so let's go ahead and start arranging this track. We're pretty much just going to start off with the hotline bling percussions, this melody right here, this pad sound, and maybe we'll take out the 808s and the drums. Actually, we're going to take this out for now. We're going to put these over here. We're going to push this over for the verses. I'm going to copy this over. Copy this over. I go back to the chorus part, or the B part, and we get something like this. Is pretty much all the elements included or involved with the track Fake Love by Drake. For you Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session for you guys. You can find that link in the description box below. For you non-Logic users out there, I got your back as per usual. I'm going to export all of these samples that you hear in the track, so the drums and this Hotline Bling percussion loop, which actually could be used in a lot of tracks because it's really cool sounding and gives a nice cool vibe. I'm also gonna go ahead and export all these MIDI stems as well, so you guys can take those MIDI stems, those samples, put them into your own DAW and make the remake from scratch using everything that you have in the play pack. If you do have any questions on this, you can ask me in the comment section below. And for more great videos like this one, remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.